And we are live. Welcome to the process. It is Friday, March 4th. We have made it to the end of the work week. I am Josh Engleman, and I'm here to break down a 9-game NBA slate for you all today. So please, as you get in the door, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you know when everything goes live. What's up, everybody? Also, follow me on Twitter at Josh Engleman. That would help as well. It's a close one last night, folks. It was a close one. Ended up finishing 37th on the big FanDuel contest last night. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 lineups in the top 1%. That's as much as I could actually hope for. I mean, 37 into 150-something thousand person contest. That's good. That's good. I can't ask for too much more. Actually, Pascal Siakam, probably like the worst piece of that lineup, but just not enough to get over the hump. I'll take what I can get, though. I'll take what I can get. Good morning to everybody in chat. Lots of people here, I see. I really enjoy having everybody here. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Nick, appreciate you. Appreciate you on that one. Yeah, Ron, it was close. It was close. It was a good lineup. Can't ask for much more. If you're up in that top section, you just kind of need some luck on your side. I can't complain. It was a good night. I had a lot of lineups that had live bullets, so take what I can get. Man, yeah, the Yurt 7 thing was weird. I didn't love it pre-lock. Wanted to get some just because felt like the right thing to do, especially given the amount of Chris Boucher that I had at center. It was really easy for me to turn Boucher into Yurt 7. Turns out neither of those guys mattered at all. I don't know. It was a fun slate. I enjoyed it. Hope to get to play tonight. We'll see. It's up in the air right now. I have a very, very light day, so that's kind of exciting. Excuse me. But I'm ready to just talk some basketball. I'm ready to dive in. God, I gotta clear my throat. Oh, I gotta turn the music down too. My bad. Get that turned down. I'm just shouting over top of it. I'm on it, Mike. I'm on it. I realized it too late. Realized it a bit too late. What did Boucher finish with? Yeah, 20 fantasy points. Blech. Blech. Yeah, Ron, no threes from Killian Hayes. No surprises there. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Let's hit that like button. 48 viewers, 17 likes. You guys know the drill. Let's just get into it. Let's do this first. Right there. That's where it's at. Prize Picks, the presenting sponsor of this video. Go to awesemo.com/prizepicks-promo. You get yourself a free month of Awesemo Plus Platinum. That'll work. You get yourself a little bit of a deposit bonus when you sign up. We've got a free player props tool on awesemo.com that will help you build out everything you want to do at Prize Picks. I highly, highly recommend it. Now, we know what we need to do. It's Friday. We made it through the work week. So, rise and grind, everybody. Rise and grind. It's time for a little bit of a toast. Here's what we'll do. I've got my coffee. I hope you guys do as well. Whether you've got a coffee, tea, water, beer, joint, hot dogs, Pop-Tarts, whatever your morning vice is, I hope you have it with me. Here we go. Really excited for this moment. Cheers. Let's drink some coffee. Yummy, yummy, yummy. All righty. Well, let's dive into it. First game up on the docket. Indiana Pacers, 3.5-point favorites in Detroit, 230 total. So mildly appealing game from that regard. What do we know for this Indiana team today? We've got no Miles Turner, obviously. Q tag on Duarte, Q tag on Goga. Lance is probable, which probably means that I'm not changing anything here. Although maybe they're just not playing Goga any longer. So I'll deal with that in a second. Maybe we go 14 minutes here to Terry Taylor. O'Shea Brissett, I've got in for 32. That feels about right in a competitive game. I might need to take Jalen Smith's minutes and bump them up a little bit. Do we get him up to 27? That'll allow me to bring Taylor down a tad. I'm happy with 36 for Tyrese Halliburton. I'm happy with 36 for Buddy Hield. I mean, Brogdon, I guess, needs more playing time. 32, maybe we give him 33. We steal an extra minute from Lance here. Oh, that coffee's hitting the spot today. Duarte in for 28 minutes. I think that's fine if he's available to play. So I don't really have any other changes I want to make here. Rates all stay the same. So that's Indiana. Same rotation as before. If anybody's out, I don't think it matters all that much. We know the main guys that are in. Honestly, I might be underrepresenting Jalen Smith a bit, but I don't know if he's going to guaranteed play 32 minutes a game. Hard to just make that jump immediately. So then we go to the Pistons. And they are 3.5-point dogs at home. They played yesterday, so we're not going to know anything. Q tag on Bagley, Q tag on Frank Jackson. By all accounts, we're not changing anything here. We saw Corey Joseph jump back up into the 30-minute mark. How many fantasy points did he have yesterday? Because I felt like that was going to happen. I just got to hope that he played like shit. He did. Good. That's all that matters. It's a good idea. Let me retweet the tweet. Appreciate you on that one, Mike. Does feel like, feels like the Pacers are on every slate. The Pistons not too far behind. So I don't really see a scenario where we're making any wholesale changes here. Like Frank Jackson didn't play yesterday. Maybe he doesn't play again today, and we just split his minutes between Isaiah Livers and Rodney Magruder. That's fine for me. I'm happy with what we have in here right now, assuming Frank Jackson plays. So game one in the books already. Pretty easy one. Let's bump up the size of this screen so you guys can see it better. And let's fix our boom busts. 5 and 10. There we go. So for Indy, we've got Malcolm Brogdon, 7,200 on FanDuel as the best piece in this game. Although $5,200 Jalen Smith power forward center on DK looks pretty good. There's lots of like solid but not spectacular pieces from Indy. Halliburton on FanDuel, Brogdon on both sites, O'Shea Brissett on both sites, Jalen Smith on both sites. They're all good, not great. If I was going to get a lot of someone tonight on FanDuel, it would be Brogdon at 7,200. On the Detroit side, Cade Cunningham would be the guy that I get to the most. I think he looks slightly better than Brogdon does on FanDuel. I like Cade on both sites. I like Jeremy Grant on both sites, but I prefer him on DraftKings. I think Isaiah Stewart works at 4,800 on DK. If you want to take shots on a Sadiq Bey or a Corey Joseph, I think it's okay. No priorities. Game one down. Trying to save it. There we go. All right. Cleveland, 7.5-point underdogs in Philly. I can't imagine anything good looks good here from Cleveland, but I guess it depends on the health. And it looks like we're going to get the same rotation we had last time. No Karis LeVert still. Rondo doubtful. These guys are not on a back-to-back. All right, looks like I have these windows backwards as well, which is highly annoying. It'll be fine. Yeah, I mean, this is just the Cleveland rotation. We're going to give Garland his normal minutes. We're going to give Mobley and Allen their normal minutes. And it's basically like 34 across the board for the main guys. 24 for Kevin Love. Seems reasonable enough. 31 for Okoro might be the only place I'm a little too high. Maybe we'd go down to 30 on Okoro. Yeah, Cleveland just looks normal. I probably have Kevin Love projected for too many minutes, but he's a guy that I want to make sure that I get. Because when he gets that extra time, he's likely good as well. So I don't have any rates or anything to change. This is just the same Cleveland team. And it's not like they're going to look all that great against Philly anyway. Now, Philly, on the other hand, I think they're at full strength as well. They are bringing in DeAndre Jordan. Don't think that matters all that much. Don't really have any changes that I want to make to Philly. I need to flip-flop these windows. Otherwise, I'm going to go nuts. So that needs to be depth chart. That needs to be pivot. You go over there. You go over there. Was just going to drive me nuts. So we know that we're getting the same sort of 36 minutes out of Harden, out of Maxey, essentially out of Tobias Harris, out of Embiid. You know, we get Thibault in for a decent chunk. And then it's just kind of scattered minutes between Niang, Danny Green, Shake Milton. Apparently not Furkan Korkmaz. So this all looks fine. So game 2 is also in the books. Now for Cleveland, really not a lot to look at here. As you can see, the booms and plus minuses aren't all that appealing. Jared Allen would be my preferred piece here. There's not a single priority from the Cleveland Cavaliers today. Let me charge my watch too. There we go. Mr. Prowler with the super chat. Thoughts on Şengün with a blowout? I will get to Houston at some point in time. A blowout will have no effect on everything that I look at. I don't pay attention to that at all. Cody, ceiling only has to do... It doesn't change the minutes. Brogdon had 67 because he played 41 minutes last game. Not 32. It's also only a standard deviation and a half. Call it realistic ceiling. All right, on Cleveland, let's go to Philly. Embiid, 10-8 on FanDuel. That price is just way too low. And I don't even necessarily think that I have him projected all that aggressively. I could definitely go a bit more aggressive. Maxey for 6,600, I like a lot on DraftKings. Harden's a bit of a tough sell. 10-4 on FanDuel, 11-5 on DK. I like him, but a matchup against Cleveland isn't the best. I just don't know if the ceiling is as massive as it normally is. So we'll go to game number 3. Atlanta, 3-point favorites in Washington, 221 total. So we've got Atlanta on the back-to-back. Massive game last night out of Trae Young. We don't know anything about this Atlanta team. We don't know the status of John Collins or DeAndre Hunter. It's a road game. I'm going to leave these guys out for right now. So I'm going to go with the exact same rotation that I had yesterday for Atlanta. Just going to do the same thing again today. So this game is That's the end of Atlanta. We're going to go straight to Washington, which should be pretty easy. I don't believe they have any weird stuff going on. So we've got still no Porzingis. Denny off the injury report. Clearing my throat again. All right, so from a minutes perspective, we got Denny back and available. I think he's just going to play his sort of normal 28 minutes or whatever. Corey Kispert, 32 minutes. I think Corey Kispert's about to look like an okay play today. I wonder if he's price dropped. 22 minutes for Gafford, 20 for Thomas Bryant. With 21 and 19. I got 22 for Rui. Seems about right. I don't really see any changes here. Yeah, take some more playing time off of Howell Neto. Take him down to 26. Throw a random minute at Anthony Gill. So, Atlanta. Not AT Colon. All right, lots to like here for Atlanta, but no individual just stands out. Trae Young on FanDuel is the best option in this game, 9,100 there. But on DK, not a lot separating Trae Young, DeAndre Hunter, Bogdanovich, Gallo, Herter, Capella. All of those guys look like guys you want to rotate through. All very, very similar booms, all very, very similar plus minuses. On FanDuel, though, probably not going to get to all that much Bogdanovich or Kevin Herter. It will be Trae Young, DeAndre Hunter, and Clint Capella on FanDuel. All right, let's go to Milwaukee now. Bucks are 3.5-point favorites in Chicago. So we have what looks like no news on Milwaukee. No Hill, no Connaughton, no Brook Lopez. That's pretty easy. So same rotation as normal for Milwaukee. I have no changes that I want to make here. All the main guys are in for 36 minutes. That seems fine to me. Although maybe it should be 36 here. I'm going to go 35 to Giannis, 35 to Middleton. I think that works out a little bit better. But again, like we're in this little time coming out of the All-Star break where we just don't have all that many rotational changes to make. These teams are healthy, and when teams are healthy and playing the same sort of rotations, it's not hard. Like no Ball, no Caruso, no Patrick Williams. We know exactly what the Bulls rotation is going to look like. We know who plays, we know who doesn't. We know the range of minutes that most of these guys have. They played Tristan Thompson and Vooch alongside each other yesterday, which is a little weird. So I am going to give Tristan Thompson a little bit of a minutes bump. Since they played like 8 minutes alongside each other or something like that. It's kind of crazy. I don't want to go that far, but I will give him the bump. 34 minutes for Dosunmu seems fine. Yeah, I'm happy here. 37 I've got for DeRozan. That looks good. 35 for Levine. Again, I'm happy. We're flying through this slate. That's 4 games down already at 650. But I basically haven't had to make a change. It's all the same rates. It's all the same rotations. Very, very little changing. There's not questionable guys that we don't know what to do with. Like Atlanta has that, but they're on the back-to-back. So it's not as if I can make a John Collins thing actionable. We did miss Washington, Rowan. I'm on it right now. Kyle Kuzma is the best option for the Wizards. He looks good, not great. Similar to like Trae Young. KCP, solid on FanDuel at 4,400. Kispert has an okay value. Just not a lot to like from Washington. I'm going to look at the summary table after this Milwaukee game. For Milwaukee, Very clearly, Giannis on FanDuel is your best option. 11-3 on FanDuel. He's the best thing we've seen so far. Still like him at 12-3 on DraftKings. I think $7,800 Drew Holiday on DK looks pretty good. Middleton on FanDuel looks solid. Bobby Portis on DraftKings looks solid. And then on Chicago, Levine, 7,700 on FanDuel, 8K on DK. Vooch, 8,200 on FanDuel, 8,800 on DK. Looks good, both spots there. And then Dosunmu for 5,400 on DraftKings. So I could peep the summary table quickly for everybody. So we've done 4 games so far. Right? Yeah. Boop, boop. Good. And good. All right. So based on Boom, 5x plus 10, you can see we've got like a pretty clear tier at the top here. But like nobody's truly separating. Giannis and Vooch are the best option so far on FanDuel. Embiid not too far behind. That all looks pretty good to me. On DK, oddly enough, like Isaiah Stewart, 4,800, looking pretty solid. Same for Jeremy Grant. Just everything's really, really blurry so far. Not a lot standing out. A lot of guys looking very similar. So now that we're 4 games through, it's 6:53. We've got 115 people in here. Just 46 likes. Hit that thumbs up if you can. Let's go to game number 5. Orlando Magic, 8-point dogs against Toronto. Does Toronto play every day? Have they just played 3 out of 4? So as we go to Orlando, this one I assume is pretty easy. No Isaac, no Mo Wagner. Same rotation as normal. We've got Fultz playing. I've got him in for 18 minutes, which seems fine. I got Suggs in for 29. He did play more the last time out. Now, they did go to OT, so probably played the correct amount. I got Wendell Carter in for 31. I should probably make that 32. Bamba been playing a little bit more as of late, too. RJ Hampton, I have limited minutes on. Chuma Okeke could probably give up a minute. We'll bump up Bamba. Need to find another minute from somebody else. It's not Cole Anthony. It's probably Gary Harris. It is Gary Harris. Take him down to 20. That'll let me get Mo Bamba to 26, which he's done in 4 straight. That'll be my 240. So there's Orlando. And stop me if you've heard this before, but I really like Cole Anthony today. Now we go to Toronto, and this is where it gets tricky. I thought Van Vliet was going to play yesterday, and he didn't. Now Anunoby is out for 10 more games, apparently. So he went from out to questionable to just very clearly out. Van Vliet, Q-tag, Thad Young, Q-tag. That's what we knew from yesterday. They're at home, which complicates matters here. I don't totally know what to do. So I'm going to leave everything like it was yesterday. I'm leaving Van Vliet out. I'm leaving Thad Young out. I don't really have another mechanism for it. Wow, Boucher played 26 minutes yesterday. In hindsight, I wish I had even more. Yeah, I'm just leaving Toronto as it was yesterday. What else can we do? Make that change later on in the day when we get some news, if we get some news. So for Orlando, It's very clearly Cole Anthony on FanDuel at 5,700. I think he looks good at 6,600 on DK. Only other guy I'd be willing to roster would be Mo Bamba, and he's fine. Now, for Toronto, if it's like it was yesterday, and there's no Van Vliet and no Thad Young, we're jamming Pascal Siakam. We're jamming Gary Trent. We're jamming Scotty Barnes on DraftKings. We're jamming Malachi Flynn on DraftKings. Malachi Flynn is 6,200 on FanDuel and 3,900 on DK. Makes no sense. We're jamming Chris Boucher. We want all of Toronto. And then $4,200 Precious on DK. $8,100 Pascal Siakam is probably going to be in like 70 to 80% of my lineups tonight. Assuming Van Vliet is out. It's like 60% if Van Vliet is in. But I'm just going with yesterday's rotation until tomorrow. Or until tonight, rather. So let's go to Utah. 3.5-point favorites in New Orleans. 228 total. And seems pretty reasonable to me that Utah is not making any changes. Yeah, Q tag on Jared Butler, which means this is the normal Utah rotation. 34, yeah, like everything else here is totally fine. Do I need to take Eric Paschall's minutes away and give them to somebody else? Oh, yeah, Rudy Gay. Rudy Gay is back. Boop. Give him 14 minutes. And there we go. Now I feel comfortable. So that's Utah. No surprises. Not really making any changes. All I had to do was get Rudy Gay back in. And then for the Pels, same thing. Like no rotation changes. Nobody out. No problems. We know exactly how these guys are playing. It just makes this process really easy. Like no Larry Nance and that's it. We know that. It's the same rotation. They've been running the same 9-man rotation for, I don't know, basically since CJ came in. I don't really have any changes that I want to make here. Am I giving Devontae Graham too many minutes? Yeah, maybe. Take 2 minutes away from him. Najee Marshall has been playing a little bit more. You know, we got Tony Snell in for 23 minutes. That seems fine. Herb Jones minutes seem fine. Like everything here seems pretty reasonable. So I'm done with another game. We're 6 games through this slate, and it's 6:59. There's no chance I've ever done 6 games in 29 minutes before. It's nuts. It's totally nuts. So for Utah, I don't like anything. If you want to play Mitchell or Gobert or Boyan on FanDuel as a pivot, I think that's fine. There are no high volume guys on Utah for me today. Can't imagine playing all that much. On the Pels side, maybe Herb Jones at 4,800 on FanDuel, 4,500 on DK. I don't have a ton of interest in CJ. I don't have a ton of interest in Brandon Ingram. It's just like another not interesting game. These crunches, depending on what happens in these next 3 games, and you get Houston and Minnesota, so it could change a little bit here, but very difficult slate that I'm seeing so far. Minnesota, 7.5-point favorites in Oklahoma City, 230 total. And we're going to be getting this one without Anthony Edwards, and that's where we finally get to do some work. So for Minnesota, no Edwards, Q tag on Vanderbilt. Like clearly we're not dealing with that right now, but with no Edwards, that changes the game up quite a bit. Going to change, it massively changes rates, or at least it should. Playing time gets jerked around a bit here. Now we can actually dig into a rotation. So I think Beverly stays with his normal 29 minutes. I think D'Angelo Russell at 34 minutes seems perfectly reasonable. I've got Jordan McLaughlin in for 15. He played 28 minutes this last time out. Don't want to do that, but I will go to like 22. We've got Malik Beasley, who should get the biggest benefit here. I'm going to take him up to 27. Naz Reid's minutes stay the same. I'd say Towns' minutes stay the same. I'm going to leave Vanderbilt for 25. I'm actually going to bump Jaden McDaniels a little bit. I think he's more likely to see some time. You know, would take him up to like a 28 range. He's actually going to become a bit of a problem for me. We're going to get Taurean Prince in for probably 20 minutes. And then I got like 7 spillover. Maybe that's like Josh Okogie or something. Oh, they went to Jalen Noel. Okay, so Jalen Noel. That works too. Do I really think that Jordan McLaughlin plays 22 minutes? That's the real question. Go 21. Now we can look at rates. And I don't think Edwards has missed a ton of time this year. So just games without him will probably be pretty meaningless. We'll check it out first, since we clearly have a ton of time. So Anthony Edwards has not played seven games. I think it's easier to look at it from an off perspective. So let's say Anthony Edwards off. We'll say that Russell, Towns, Beasley. No, I don't know why I clicked Beasley. Russell, Towns. And I actually want Beverly out there. Played in the game. Actually, let's go with started. How much playing time do we have with Russell, Towns, and Beverly starting? If I get a couple 100 minutes, I'm going to be happy. That'll work. So let's grab those rates. And let's find out what's actually going on here for Minnesota and what pops. I'm guessing it's... I actually feel like it's not going to be as big as I thought it was going to be. Edwards is just so scoring dependent. This strikes me as a situation like... My guess is that a lot of it goes to Russell. But we'll find out. So first guy up, going to be Towns. 30% usage rate. So he does see a little bit of a bump there. No real changes to assist rate or rebounding rate. D'Angelo Russell, 26.5% usage rate. So basically no change. Sees a bit of an assist rate bump. Actually sees a bit of a rebounding decrease. Malik Beasley steps into a little bit more usage. Naz Reid has a little bit more usage. Pat Bev actually has a little bit more usage. But not a lot standing out to me. Like, everybody just kind of does the same stuff. A little bit of an assist rate bump for Bev. Looks like Pat Bev is going to be a real problem today. I think his price might be broken. Malik Beasley on DraftKings is for sure a problem. I can see that now. His boom per dollar is nuts. But like, it's not like Vanderbilt falls into usage or Jordan McLaughlin falls into usage. So I'm just going to trust this. In theory, I could actually bump Jaden McDaniels up a bit. Let's do that. All right, let's look at this team now. Well, let's look at Oklahoma City first. Ugh. Oh, I hate looking at Oklahoma City. They really are just the worst. What do we know about the Thunder? So for OKC, no Giddey, no Dort, no Wiggins, Williams, Earl, Jerome, Muscala, or Favors. Okay. So pretty much most of the team is out. We got Shea in for 35 minutes. Sounds good. Maladon in for 20. Sounds good. Trey Mann in for 32. Sounds good. Make it 33. We got Vit Krejci, or however you say it, in for 26. Let's make that 24. I got Lindy Waters in for 18. That seems fine. I got Sar in for 22. I don't know. I guess Roby's going to have to play more. He played 34 the last time out. So let's take him up to 29. I got 32 for Baisley, 26 for Poku. We can make Poku go to 27. That's 240. Maybe I give 28 to Poku and I take another one off of Sar. We'll do something like that. Rates stay the same though. These are the same guys that were just in, so no changes there. This is I'm even nervous to see this. So for Minnesota, first time that we like Malik Beasley, one of the most popular plays you're going to find on DraftKings today, and I think there's even upside at 27 minutes. I like Towns quite a bit on FanDuel at 9,300. I think Russell and Beverly both look great. Beverly in particular at 4,700. Are we really talking about Poku like he's any good? Mr. Prowler, he's not versatile. He's just bad. I'm pretty sure he's still just bad. Where is he? Poku. Oh, yeah. One of the worst basketball players in the league, as I suspected. Thought so. Really, really not good. One of the worst guys in basketball. Still 20. Not good, though. Not versatile. Just stinks. Look, we're playing a lot of Minnesota. Towns, Russell, Beverly, Jaden McDaniels on DraftKings a little bit, Malik Beasley, Jared Vanderbilt if he's in. If Vanderbilt happens to be out, we're playing a lot of McDaniels and probably Taurean Prince too. So looking good. Then we go to OKC. I don't mind Shea, 10-2 and 10-3. Trey Mann, 5,500 on DK is pretty good. Baisley on DK is pretty good. Isaiah Roby, 4,600 on DraftKings. Looks good. Just center, which is dumb. He's 6,500 on FanDuel, so you can skip him there. And then Poku, honestly, 5,200 on FanDuel, 4,900 on DK. Looks like we got to go to Poku today. Poku might be the worst regular in basketball. I think that might be a safe bet. Feels about right to me. Two-thirds. I'm promising you, man. The more and more you're here, the more I know that you are 3/3. For sure, 3/3. He cannot do a lot on offense. He's terrible on offense. Absolutely dreadful. He's got 46% true shooting. For a 7-footer, he shoots 58% at the rim. That's awful. Yeah, Mr. Prowler, you have no clue what you are talking about. Poku is bad. Legitimately bad. Houston Rockets, 13.5-point dogs in Denver. Well, we know we're going to get pretty sizable minutes out of the starters. Is anybody out for Houston? Gordon available, Tate available, Q tag on Schroeder. So I've got everybody in that should be in. Guys, you're killing me here. All right. I definitely want to bump up Kevin Porter to like 31 minutes. We got Schroeder in for 24. Assuming he plays, I think that's fine. 29 for Gordon. 24 for Matthews. Yeah, I guess I'm not really changing anything here. Yeah, I don't really have anything I want to change. Maybe one less minute for Jayshawn Tate. Give that to Kenyon Martin. Got Şengün and Wood basically splitting time. Yeah, I don't have anything I really want to change here. I also don't know where the minutes really go in some of these guys, but maybe Schroeder plays a little bit less. Maybe. I don't know. Let's look at Denver. Houston's rotation is just normal, as it usually is. They just stink. Denver feels like it's a little bit different. We've got no Murray, no Porter. Zeke Naji questionable. Cousins looks fine. Jokic looks fine. If Zeke Naji plays, I think he looks fine at 20 minutes. No problem with Monty Morris, Jeff Green, Will Barton. Maybe I need a little bit less time to Jeff Green, a little bit more time to, I don't know, Bryn Forbes, I guess. 32 minutes for Will Barton. Maybe not. Let me take that down to 31. Do something like this. 32 for Aaron Gordon. Does that make sense? Maybe that should be 31. I guess I got to do something with Zeke Naji's minutes. But, I mean, we're talking about a guy that was playing 20 minutes a game before he was out. So if I take 1 minute away from Aaron Gordon and just give it to Austin Rivers, I think that'll cover me for what I need to do. So Denver looks really good today against Houston. SMP, I have been playing. Got today's in 3. No silhouette. Feeling good. All right, so for Houston, 2 guys. It's Christian Wood. It's Kevin Porter. They both look good, not great. They're just right in that same pack of like 100 guys that look the same today. I don't really have anything else that I want to try to get to. And then for Denver, Jokic, clearly 11K on FanDuel against Houston. He is probably my favorite play of the day on FanDuel. Maybe someone from Toronto takes that. I don't even mind him at 12-6 on DraftKings. Barton and Gordon, the only other 2 pieces I would like to get. So let's close this out. Final game, 7:15 a.m. Where do we stand? We've got 150 viewers, 77 likes. Great ratio. Let's get it up over 100. Let's close it out. New York Knicks, late night hammer, 6.5-point dogs in Phoenix. 224 total. Now for the Knicks, what do we know? No Grimes, no Rose. Nerlens Noel available. So we will go ahead and take Jericho Sims minutes and give them to Nerlens Noel. I reckon. I've got Mitchell Robinson in for 28. He hasn't really been playing that, so we'll go to 27 and 19. No, yeah, that's what we'll do. Got Toppin in for his time, Randall in for his. I got Quickly in for 24. I got Burks in for 34. All that makes sense to me so far. Maybe I take 1 minute away from Quickly. I give it to Reddish, gets him up to 17. RJ Barrett just plays 37 minutes a game, which is kind of interesting. I'm going to take Randall to 37. I'm going to take Barrett to 37. I think we're going to go with something like that. We're jamming Alec Burks. That much I'm pretty confident in. Played 34 in 3 of the last 4. I mean, Alec Burks, Fournier, and Mitchell Robinson are going to be interesting plays for me here. If we look at Phoenix, one will be a little bit harder to iron out. We ended up getting 20 minutes out of Campaign in this first one. I do think that those minutes go up. So I'm going to put it at 24 for Payne. We're going to go 20 to Aaron Holiday. Oh yeah, we have no Booker, right? Yeah, no Devin Booker. Oh, forgot he was in health and safety protocols. Okay, so that's going to change things up a bit here. All right, 31 minutes for Ayton. We're going to have to grab rates and everything for Phoenix too, so this will be fun. Actually, let's just start this entire rotation from scratch. I'm going to leave Bridges in for 37, 16 minutes for JaVale, 31 for DeAndre Ayton. In this last game, it was really flat. So let's look at the most recent game for Phoenix, which was 2 days ago. So they started Payne, Bridges, Shamet, Crowder, Bridges, Ayton. Interesting that they went to Shamet, but whatever. So actually, I'm going way more minutes to Campaign. Immediately going to 28 here, and honestly, 30 feels about right. We're talking about a guy, he started, played a normal rotation in the second quarter, got in again in the third, started the third quarter. He's going to close. So I think 28 works. Bridges' minutes seem fine. Ayton's minutes seem fine. Jay Crowder is going to play like 30 minutes. So I'm just going to pop those in right now, and we'll move them around as we need to. Landry Shamet, I mean, by all accounts, is going to play like 24 to 26 minutes. Yeah, maybe even 28. How much did Cam Johnson play? He played like 24. Now, I think Cam Johnson is more likely to close over Landry Shamet. So maybe I make them both. Maybe I make that 26 and I give Cam Johnson 28. Torrey Craig is just going to be a part of this. He closed in the blowout. So we'll give Torrey Craig like 16 minutes. Aaron Holiday didn't start, played backup run, not going to close. So we can give him like 20 minutes. So yeah, we'll say Campaign starts at point guard, plays 28. Aaron Holiday plays backup, plays 20. Shamet and Cam Johnson are just going to be like a coin flip, but I lean slightly more minutes to Cam Johnson. Ayton's minutes are fine. McGee's minutes are fine. Crowder's minutes are fine. Bridges is fine. They went to Wainwright, right? Yeah. Ish Wainwright was the other guy in the rotation. I'm going to give him 8 minutes, and that is going to cover us. Now we need to grab rates for Phoenix. This sample can't be big. We take Chris Paul off. We take Devin Booker off. And let's just say that everybody else was in, I guess. Not really any other mechanism to do this, so. Yeah, I mean, I could see this going to like 26-22 potentially, but I mean, Payne didn't play in the fourth. I find it hard to believe that he's not going to close. Christopher Elf didn't really play 5 minutes in this game. That he played 0 for rotational purposes. He didn't play. All right, let's grab these rates with none of the 2 best players on the team. All right. First up, usage. Yeah, and yeah, I'm probably going to need to adjust campaign a little bit. And I'll make it so that we do get some Aaron Holiday as well. I'm going to go 26-22 on those guys. Because we're going to get campaign regardless. All right, so we'll start with campaign. 28% usage rate with those 2 guys off the floor. Believe a little bit shy there. Assist rate even goes up. Let's go ahead and make that 26 minutes to Payne, 22 to Aaron Holiday. That might allow us to get to a little bit of Holiday. Cam Johnson, assist or usage rate doesn't really change. Ayton has barely played without those guys. Ayton has played 54 minutes with those guys off the floor this year, 23% usage rate. So I'm cool there. Nobody else really takes a big hit. I got to make sure that I don't bump up Mikal Bridges. This dude just doesn't get usage ever. I'm going to cut that down quite a bit. JaVale obviously gets a ton of it. No real changes there. So I don't really think that I'm going to move this around now. DeAndre Ayton is popping way more aggressively than I was expecting. As is Landry Shamet, which is kind of surprising at 26 minutes. So I'm guessing he's like close to the minimum. Let's look at that rotation one last time. I mean, Shamet was set to play bigger minutes. Now, it's possible here that Cam Johnson plays, I don't know, 5 more minutes. That would take him to 29. And maybe Shamet doesn't see the floor again. Yeah, so I'm going to take another minute off of Shamet and give that to Cam Johnson. That takes Cam Johnson to 29. And then Torrey Craig seems about right at 16. Honestly, Jay Crowder, no, those minutes are fine too. 29 and 6. 30, yeah, Bridges looks fine. Payne looks fine. Ayton looks fine. Aaron Holiday is the only tricky one, but I think everything that I've got in here now looks about right. So let's close it out. New York Knicks. I really like Alec Burks. 4,600 on FanDuel, 5,300 on DraftKings. I'm going to take a minute away from Burks. I don't think he should be popping like that. We'll take him to 33. So Burks on FanDuel at 4,600. Randall looks all right. RJ Barrett on DraftKings looks all right. Fournier looks pretty good. There's a lot more here for the Knicks than I would have expected. That's starting 5, that Randall, Barrett, Fournier, Burks, Robinson group. Don't sleep on it tonight. They're better than it would have seemed. Then we go to Phoenix. It's Mikal Bridges on FanDuel at 5,400. It's DeAndre Ayton on both sites, 7,100 and 7K on FanDuel and DraftKings. And then it's Cam Payne, 5K on FanDuel, 4,800 on DraftKings. Probably not getting to Crowder or Johnson with any sort of volume. And that, my friends, is the slate, which means it's time for crunches. We're at 92 likes, 160 viewers. We're going to cross that 100 threshold as we start this. So thank you guys for everything. It's been a good week. Let's go ahead and figure out what we've got going on here. We'll start with FanDuel. FanDuel Optimal. I don't really have a good feel for this, so we're going to learn something here. The optimal lineup, 348.8, so by 0.6 of a point. Cole Anthony, Pat Bev, Cam Payne, Alec Burks, Giannis, Bridges, Siakam, Jared Vanderbilt, and Jokic. Nothing crazy to me there. The double massive pay up to Giannis and Jokic does stand out, though. I think we're going to be having one of those days. Now, here we go to power rankings. Looking like I'm going to be talking about Cole Anthony once again. Moving a little bit slower than I was expecting. Yeah, it looks like Alec Burks and Cole Anthony are in a battle for the top spot. Who's it going to be? Oh, Cole Anthony pulling away aggressively from the moment that I started saying that. So Cole Anthony is your number one play on FanDuel for today. He was not good this last time out in 38 minutes, which is kind of crazy to think about. But we've got Anthony. And we got Siakam, Burks, Beverly, Boucher, Trent, Giannis, Trae Young, Mikal Bridges, D'Angelo Russell, Chris Middleton, Jokic, KPJ, and Shea. That's everybody above 15%. We move it on to DraftKings now. 2 more crunches away from ending this work week. Contenders videos will be out after this. All right, here we go. DK Optimal. All right, 301.8. We've got 2 lineups tied for the optimal on DraftKings. Malachi Flynn. So obviously this is assuming Van Vliet out. Malachi Flynn, Malik Beasley, Scotty Barnes, Jalen Smith, Isaiah Roby, Cam Payne, Siakam, and Jokic. It's rare on DraftKings that you see the optimal lineup leave $300 on the table. My third most optimal lineup leaves $600 on the table. That's nuts. Now, if we want to compare these across, if Zeke Naji plays, his flat 3K puts him in an optimal. So we take out Jalen Smith, Isaiah Roby, and we replace them with Zeke Naji and DeAndre Ayton. Interesting combination there. Probably go to this one if Naji's available. We'll see. Power rankings on DraftKings. Oh, I'm tired. I am tired. Looking like Malachi Flynn is going to be at the top of the heap, assuming Fred VanVleet is out. Siakam not too far behind. It's looking like only 3 guys are going to be north of 20%, and Malachi Flynn is over 30. So Flynn is on a completely different wavelength than everybody else on this slate. We got Flynn at the top. Then we get a second tier of Siakam and Malik Beasley. And then we drop down to a small third tier of Scotty Barnes, Zach LaVine, Isaiah Roby. And then everything else is just mushed together. Good luck figuring out DraftKings. We close it out. Final one, Yahoo Optimals. We cross 100? We crossed 100. You guys are the best. Let's grab Yahoo Optimals and then let's send us on the weekend way. Close and close. Yahoo Optimal. 304.6 by 0.2 of a point. Malachi Flynn, D'Angelo Russell, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Alec Burks, Danilo Gallinari, Jalen Smith, Pascal Siakam, and Karl Anthony Towns showing up here at $39. I like that lineup a lot on Yahoo, so if you're playing there, looks good so far. Our rankings on Yahoo before we finish this one off. Looking like Malachi Flynn and Pascal Siakam are going to separate from the... Well, Malachi Flynn is on his own tier here on Yahoo today. Although Shai is trying to run him down. Not going to get there, unfortunately. So it's Malachi Flynn at the top on Yahoo. Pascal Siakam is going to be second. Shai and RJ Barrett, close third and fourth. Trent, Russell, Trey Mann, Gallo, O'Shea Brissett, Alec Burks, and Karl Anthony Towns round out everybody above 15%. Guys, that'll do it. Another one in the books, another week of the process show in the books. This one felt pretty good. I'm excited for this slate. It's going to be a good one. Enjoy yourselves. We got contenders videos coming out a little bit later this morning, probably like in the 8:30 to 9 o'clock range. No strategy show for me. No live before lock for me. I am done. It is time for the weekend already, basically. So good luck, everybody. Go check out Prize Picks. Banner is right here. Thank you guys for joining me. It's been a great show. It's been a great week. Good luck tonight, guys. Win some money. This was the process.